Okay, guys, I got my light mounted and the one mounted right here. We're going to splice these wires right here. Let's get some new good ends right here. These right here are some snap-on, little snap-on pliers, wire strippers, and they are the bomb. They are good. They are high, but they're guaranteed for life, and they are good. We use them here all the time at our shop. Uh, I don't have any heat shrink. I'm just going to black tape this. I probably should heat shrink it or something, but as usual, I'm just running on what I got. So, see if I can do all this without losing all my tools. But I run these wires inside this tubing. So hopefully the pigs won't be able to get to it, and I'm going to try to pull it, tuck it in as best I can. Let's see, that should be the hot right there. Go ahead and do it. And I got this little torch from, it's also a little snap-on torch. I don't know if y'all have seen one of these. It runs off propane. And you just push this up. You hear that? See it glowing in there? That in there? And that thing, it gets hot. I'm gonna mess around and stick my finger to it. If I'm not careful. Now, soldering, a lot of people can't solder. But it's kind of like brazing. You have to get your metal hot enough to where it flows, melts the solder. If it doesn't, it just won't stick right. And we got things already hot enough to melt the solder. Look at that. That's crazy. And you can put some solder on there and help it start to flow. There's nothing wrong with that, but you want it to be able to get hot enough to flow the whole, whatever it is that you're soldering. And people do this all different ways. They just touch the wires together, they wrap the wires together, they tape it, they heat shrink it, and that's probably what I should do, is probably heat shrink it. But I don't have any heat shrinks right now, so we're just going to do the best we can. I'm tired. I've been up. I'm kind of up since the wind blew all night last night. And it was just stinking hot. I mean not hot, just cold. Thinking about that soldering iron. Anyway, get up here and kind of tape this real quick. But don't fall and bust my rear. Tape this one up and then we'll solder this other one up. A long time ago we figured out that if you're going to be putting wires together, you might as well just solder them. They got all kinds of connections, crimps, and all that, and they work on certain things, but like all of our trucks that we have at our shop, they go up and down dirt roads all the time. Same way with this one. Wires get jerked on, they get rusty, they get wet, they get all kinds of stuff. And soldering is just really the best way that we found to keep them working. Those other ways just really don't even compare. Really, you just end up having to fix lights all the time, and wires, and all of our trailers. That's the way we do all of our trailer lights and everything. It just works better. You're pretty much done then. If you break a wire, then it's not going to be at that solder. It's going to be at the somewhere else, or pull it apart or something, But you get it hot enough where it'll flow, where the wire itself will melt. You got to get the wire hot, not the solder. Once you get the wire hot enough, then it will melt the solder, and that's what makes it second. I'll tell you. When that wire gets hot enough to flow that solder, That's what makes it stick and bind together. It's the same way with brazing rods, brass, you know. Whereas welding, you have to actually melt the metals together with the rod. With this, you just want the metal to melt your rod, kind of, basically. Anyway, you got it. All right, let's turn this one off. That dude gets hot. That is handy. You don't have a cord. All you have is just takes those little propane bottles to fill it up. If I remember, yeah, right there in the end, you just fill it with one of them refillable propane bottles, and it fills up. And I'm wanting to say those are around $100, something like that. Which, if you do much soldering, it's pretty handy, and especially if you do have to do it out in the field. You know, where you're not really around electricity. You're more on the go, and it just really works awesome. We've only had it for a short time, so I can't give you like a long term thought on it. I will say that it does work really good for what little we have used it. And it's snap-on, so as far as I know, it's still got all the same guarantees as the rest of the snap-on stuff. And we have a really good snap-on dealer. They've always took good care of us. And even we've got a new one now, but the old one was a good guy, and the new guys are good, and we just really have no gripes with them at all. I mean, they've always took care of us, and we don't buy, you know, like hundreds of tools or anything, but you know, we'll buy some every now and again. We try, you know, to, I mean, well, I shouldn't say we try to make it worth their while, but I mean, you know, they got to make a living. We got to make a living. Everybody does. Anyway, let's see if I can get this wire fed through there a little more. It's really working pretty good. Probably just a little bit right there. What do you think? Pull a little more? Yeah, let's pull a little more. There we go. That'll work. All right, now let me get set up. We'll do this other side. Right over here. Let's see what we got going on. I'm not very good technical with my camera, am I? Doggone, this thing is all messed up. There we go. There you can see a little bit there. Okay, there we go. All right, now I'm gonna try to fix this one and feed it in there. Let's see, probably about right there somewhere. I'm gonna try not to cut this one. I'm just gonna, I'll show you all a little trick a buddy here at work showed me the other day. Now, I've wired for many years and I never even thought about this. Yeah, here they are. Hey, take your pliers, put your crimp on there, or not your crimp, but your splice on there at the hole size you want, and just do it. And then go a little bit farther and do it again. And do that on both wires. This is the easy way to strip your wire without having to cut your wire. You want to splice into it. And that is just cutting the insulation right there. And then you can take your handy dandy little pocket knife right there. I love that little knife. It's a Kershaw. Man, them are good little knives. I think I got these at Atwood's, and you can get them fairly cheap. especially for the work we do, mechanicking and then out here pigging. I always lose a knife and stuff like that. Just cleans right up. Heck yeah. All right. Then we get this one. Anyway, I'm not trying to bore you with this. I know most of you guys know how to do all this stuff, or probably do it yourselves. And some people may not. Maybe this will help somebody with some little bitty trick or something. I know I'm always learning stuff, just like this Facebook stuff. It's like somebody told me, I always say, subscribe and like and subscribe and all that. Well, somebody was like, well, maybe you need to explain to people that when you subscribe, you don't have to pay anything. It's just free. And I said, well, probably everybody knows that, but I didn't know that years ago, or just not too long ago, before I started subscribing to people's channels. So, maybe that's the point. I don't know. Maybe everybody knows that. I don't know. But I'm pretty slow with all this technology stuff, and it's took me a while to get hooked up with it. Trying to talk and think at the same time, I'm not too good about that, am I? I get kind of choked up sometimes. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good night and a good day. And man, it's supposed to be like 4 or something here, like Monday. This is Friday night. I just moved one of my drop traps where I just caught that 20 something. I believe it was 20 something. What I ended up with, 20 or 21 maybe, something like that. And anyway, I moved it to a new spot tonight, and which I didn't know, but one of my buddies from work, he had some guys come from, I believe, Arkansas, that he's known for several years, and they had just on the mile over from me just killed 2 hogs, and they're down here hunting for the weekend. And, hope they get a whole bunch. Hope you guys check out my channel, and they were checking out my truck and stuff, and they like to hunt and hog hunt. And anyway, it was just neat meeting those guys. Seemed like a bunch of really nice guys. Just having a good time. Hopefully it won't be too cold for them, which it might help. I think they're going to try to call up some coyotes. And man, we have a bad coyote problem too. It's pretty. There's a lot of coyotes. And the thing with them is you get enough of them, they can drag a baby calf off. They'll grab it and they'll drag it underneath the fence where the mama can't get to it, and they'll kill it. So a lot of people don't like hunting and different things, but it's not always about just hunting. It's about really conservation and protecting other animals, and just kind of the balance of things. And I know that's all controversial, and I'm not trying to be controversial, but anyway, this sage solder, I'm gonna get this soldered up, and then I'll get it hooked to my battery and get my switch mounted inside, and maybe we'll be ready to go, and we'll see if we have some light. I know there's been a lot of people give me a hard time because I don't have lights in the back of my pickup. My reverse lights actually quit. And I've been wanting to mount lights on here for a long time. And I had these extra ones here from my tractor. I believe they're 6 inches, I think. I put these on my Coyote tractor and did away with the factory ones. Oh my gosh, these things are so much better than those that was on just the bulb top, These are, I believe, a 6-inch LED. I better turn this off before I burn myself up. But anyway, they are really good. I mean, they're just some cheap lights I got off of Amazon. Made in America. I wish they was. Wish everything was made over here. It's just, the nature of the deal nowadays, you know. Anyway, I'm just rambling. I'll catch y'all in just a little bit. I'm gonna go tape this up and get it hooked to my battery, and we'll see if we got lights. All right, I'm home here in my yard right now. See if I can show you guys the. This is back behind me. I can just turn off this dome light. There we go. Back behind me. Now we got a lot. If we can't film and see what's going on with this, man, huh? Watch your eyes. Whoo, the babies are bright. Hope they ain't too bright. Keep the pigs out. I won't be able to see what in the world's going on. Let's see if what it does when I turn on my oh, what am I trying to say? My dome light. Yeah, I don't have much of a dome light up there. That does help because I can see the trailer. I mean, see inside there. I can't see inside there with them. Whew. I may have to do something different with them, but they do work awesome for this right here. I need to have one inside the darn bed of the truck, really, don't I? What do y'all think? All right. See you guys at the next trap. Maybe we'll get to try them out tonight.